And we're live. Cheers. Well, you guys did not do what you said you're gonna do.
Cheers.
You cheers.
Cheers.
Okay.
Cheers.
This is a train wreck already. Just so you know, you immediately go, we're live.
How do you think we get views?
By the way, cheers the person next to you, and then everybody's arm immediately goes straight out in front of them. That's not cheersing the person next to you.
He's not wrong.
It's true. We are live here at Stefanos. I'm John, your Chief Gaming Officer. It's a thing. From Tabletop Takeovers.
It's going to be that show. It's going to be that type
Gaming
of...
officer, really?
Yeah, we talked about this last time.
A lot of things have changed since I've been gone.
Chief Gaming Officer.
We have some special guests and some very special guests tonight.
Oh,
we'll start down here and let
Very
everyone
special guest. Oh.
introduce themselves.
Sorry, starting with me?
Yep.
I'm Jeremy with D20 Adventure Realm.
I'm Frankie with One Up to Nerd.
I'm Spencer with IDW Games.
I am John Beckler with Tabletop Takeovers.
Chief Gaming Officer.
Chief Gaming Officer.
You know what the...
Executive Chief Gaming Officer.
You know what the best part about this is? You say you're like, well, first you're like, everybody cheers next to each other, and then you stick your arm straight out, so you don't even follow that rule, and then you're like, we'll go down the line, starting with that end, and then you
don't
skip
even do
yourself.
That's why I do
What is going on
I'm not
here?
going to lie. Spencer already fits in.
John makes up his own rules.
Specifically why I said your
I am
name
the
because you were
chief.
next.
Yeah.
Right? You know that, right?
So you get to do whatever you want because
No,
you're
I
the
don't.
CGO?
And then
It makes me feel good at night. Anyway, so...
Somebody's got to be the boss somewhere, and it's this table is the only place you're allowed to be the boss.
So we have a special event tonight. Spencer came all the way down from San Diego from IDW
all
Games.
the way. What
All the way.
We're supposed
what a
to be
generous gesture.
Yeah.
we're supposed to be laying out. He's ragging on me. We're supposed to be laying out the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
see it.
Kickstarter with all the boxes and minis and
We don't have them.
Oh, that's a problem.
oh.
Yeah, it's,
maybe
it's
not.
a little embarrassing, isn't it?
And you're calling me a train wreck today.
So wait. We're supposed to be doing what? Like,
So we were supposed to be
Where's
looking
Teenage
at...
Mutant Ninja
There's
Turtles?
some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We were supposed to be looking at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles City Fall and... oh man, what's the next one called? City Fall is... Sorry, changes constant.
I don't know.
I did it backwards.
Have a
Should
sip.
be, okay,
It'll
sorry.
come
Yeah,
to
here we go.
you need a little more to drink there.
Every time you mess up, you have to take a drink.
Okay, so it's changes constant in City Fall. Unfortunately, both of our prototype copies, our demo copies of the game, are still with the people who provided those awesome Kickstarter videos, Tantrum House and Man vs. Meeple.
Oh, really? Those two, huh?
Yeah.
That's nice. That's wonderful. I hear the reviewers, right?
Well, they do previews. These
Oh,
are
they
previews.
do.
These are
They do.
previews.
Oh, that's
Kickstarter
interesting.
previews.
I wouldn't know anything about those.
I wouldn't know anyone else who does those, so
No one local. No.
can't think of one.
Days.
Can't think of one. Can't think of one that would
Okay,
do
you two are
that.
next.
Unfortunately, with the speed at which the campaign has been moving, and the hecticness of
Does that mean
running a
it's going
Kickstarter.
well? Is it going well then?
It's going well. It's going well.
It's
We're
doable.
happy.
What's the current...
470. We just hit 470.
coming?
$470.
$470.
I mean, I
With
guess
some
that's
extra
okay.
zeros on the back.
And we have 400 backers, so somebody's mom has chipped in 50 cents here and there, and we really appreciate it.
All the dollar trolls.
I feel
Yeah.
bad. I might as well donate too then.
Yeah.
So we can. Let's see. Let's talk about the
You guys have
Kickstarter.
no idea what's supposed to be going on, do you?
Well, we were supposed to have the Kickstarter set up. So,
Yeah.
all right, well, before that, since we're talking Kickstarter,
Yeah.
let's go into our Kickstarter confessions.
That's a great
Does
idea.
anyone like to volunteer about anything they backed in the last few days, or talk about? Frankie always
We
likes
talked
to-
about it last time. I'm still on. I'm a late backer on Black Rose Wars. That's kind of it because it's a little pricey.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little pricey.
It's not Kickstarter, but I just bought some of Kraken's iconic black dice today.
Oh,
They
yeah.
sold out in like 2 minutes,
yeah.
but I was able to get 2 sets of them, so I'm super happy. Yeah.
Those guys
I
make
wanted to
nice
get
dice.
the topaz. So
That's
They
I
do.
got one.
They do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I backed Daniel's ASC games and Tangled Timelines. You're welcome, Daniel.
Shout out.
You're welcome.
Big D, as we call them around
It's-
the kids' table.
I just...
That's a ska
I don't know.
band. I thought you guys
played
from
it,
South
and it was
California.
I do like
cool,
ska
so
bands.
I backed it. I liked it.
I don't think I backed anything. We got Tiny Ninjas in the mail a few
I
days
back
ago.
1 or 2 games a year, and you haven't backed anything?
I back stuff. I'm just on a pause. I'm on a break.
What's the pause?
Okay,
What's the
all right.
pause break?
Hold on. All disclosure. We were on live stream with Ross Thompson, and we explained that we
just
do
name
Kickstarter.
dropping.
We do Kickstarter
Who?
confessions to that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. This guy.
Who should not be named. Another guy. he helped with one of those games. But anyway, so we were doing Kickstarter confessions because something we can admit to our wives. That we were married, that we're spending all this money, and they wouldn't know, but we did tell them. We told them via Facebook stream. It's the adult thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, what happened was we share. What?
No, I disagree, but okay.
Okay. So we have a fabulous Costco credit card.
Hi, Donna.
City card, and we share it. So when I backed Tainted Grail for the amount of money, since it was a European brand, it flagged my Costco card. And it was hooked up to her email. So I was like, that's what I get. That was karma right in my face.
Worth it.
Still worth it.
Yeah.
Worth every penny.
See, my
Tainted
wife
Grail,
doesn't
so
check
excited
her
for that
credit
one.
card, so I use all of her credit card for Amazon stuff, and it's been like 3 weeks and she hasn't noticed. So
Yeah.
that's
Hey,
my.
She'll never
Keep
watch
rolling,
this.
just keep rolling that dice, man.
I don't know if she will, so I think I might get away with it actually. Although there are people watching currently who might tell her. Don't tell her, please. Actually, now that damn it.
Yeah, we got some live. So we got some live people on. So if you have any questions about the current Ninja Turtle Kickstarter,
Yeah, absolutely.
we have a professional here.
Clearly.
He'd be the one to ask.
Clearly.
So in the meantime, we can go over some other games that came out recently.
Well,
last year.
you know what? Like, I don't have the game here, but I can paint a mind picture for you if you would like.
Let's do it.
So TMNT, City Fall and Changes Constant are two games that are basically part of what we're now calling the Adventure System. The original Shadows of the Past game ran off the same system that's kind of been updated, streamlined a little bit, and we've added a fully cooperative mode. The original Shadows of the Past game was a 4v1.
I like that game.
Yeah, it's a very good game. It's kind of it's almost like a small scale skirmish game as much as it is a dungeon crawler, in the fact that like some dungeon crawlers you get like massive amounts of miniatures and they fill up the whole board, and your tile boards might be like 9 tiles or 6 tiles or 5 tiles. Our maps usually are 2 tiles. There's usually a small number of miniatures
It's
on
like
the tile at a
scenario
time.
driven,
It's very
basically, right?
scenario driven, and it's usually like similar to the Turtles like comics, which is what we base all this stuff on. It's much more about streets that go on, like fights that go on streets and inside of buildings, and not like massive like this thing takes place over the whole set of like a city or inside of numerous buildings. It's usually like, hey, here's a fight that takes place in a lobby and the office. Here's a fight that takes place in an alley and the top of this building, right? And so we kind of set that stuff up. Kevin Wilson kind of did that originally with his Shadows of the Past game. The Shadows of the Past community group was run by a guy named Pete Walsh and Daniel Lansdowne, and they had been doing homebrew stuff. That sounds like me. It sounds so much like me. It's scary. Weird. They've been doing homebrew stuff, and when we asked Kevin to come on board to do City Fall, to update Shadows of the Past, and to kind of do 2 new games with the system and kind of reboot the system a little bit, because we wanted to move forward with the system with multiple IPs, not just Turtles. So we wanted to have a adventure brand, basically. He was interested, but he was also interested in something else we talked to him about doing that may get announced at some point in time in the future.
Okay.
And he opted to do The Other Thing that we'll announce at some point in time in the future. And
the game that should not be named.
The game that shall not be named. And the community, we decided to go with he recommended, and we decided to go with the community guys, Pete and Dan, who've been running the community for a while, because they really know the game, to do these 2 products. And kind of help build out a design for these products that they felt that backers of the previous game would like, while also adding the stuff that people have been asking for, like fully cooperative mode. So there's 2 ways to play in the game out of the box. 4v1, where somebody plays as the villains on the board, the minions, and the big boss. There's usually 1 big boss or 2 big bosses, like Shredder or Baxter or Bebop and Rocksteady. And then the minions that they kind of control.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
And then
The viewers I just got.
the fully cooperative mode, there is a initiative deck that determines who goes next, and then there are AI cards that say, like, if it's this villain's turn, like Bebop, he targets the player with the most health, and so he automatically moves to the player with the most health and kind of chases after them.
Bebop is what?
He's the warthog.
The AI driven.
I know the
Nice.
anime.
The anime.
Is that not the
He
same
wears
thing?
the cool jacket.
Bebop, like
You're thinking
no.
about you're talking about Cowboy
I'm talking
Bebop.
about Bebop.
Cowboy
I'm talking about
Bebop.
Bebop from like the Turtles.
Right here.
Oh, so you're not doing
Oh,
this
no, it's this guy,
collab
this
thing
guy.
going on.
What?
Turtles with Cowboy Bebop would be a great turtle.
Oh no, we're not doing that yet.
He said yes.
If you want,
Spoilers.
no.
He said
If you
yes.
want,
Spoilers.
if you want a great Cowboy Bebop game, I recommend you keep your eyes peeled towards Jasco. I think they have the licensing for that, and they're doing stuff with that.
Yeah, nice
Jasper,
dodge.
good.
Nice dodge.
Let's
Big
You
dog.
would look good. You would look good, Michael. You look good in Bebop's glasses.
let's take a quick break and say hi to everyone watching. We got a bunch of people. We got Chris Dunn. Hey, dude, what's up? Craig Sawyer's watching. Michael Wright. We know this guy.
Yeah.
He's,
Jackie's
he's on
watching.
there. Jackie's on there. So thanks for tuning in.
Hi,
everybody.
Jackie.
Craig Sawyer also says hello, friends, and IDW is rocking it.
Oh, thanks.
So, our good friend from Craig, he's with Sentient Cow.
From Craig?
Oh yeah.
I mean, from Sentient Cow.
From Sentient Cow, Craig Sawyer. So we just had him on Sunday. So thanks for
Escape
having
from
us on Sunday.
Dolce.
I would have watched,
Yeah,
but I
the sweet
forgot.
dose base.
Yeah.
Sweet dose base.
I was totally going to show up to that, and I forgot. And then I remember you're going to be having a stream, but then I forgot to watch that too. It was very bad. It was like,
We still shouted out to you. We still like you.
I know.
know-
I heard he messages. He's like, "Oh, I shouted you guys out." I'm like, "Oh, thanks."
You know, with all that forgetfulness, you could work at IDW.
Perfect.
Oh.
This is a self zing right there.
Signed.
So, tell us about some of these other games. We do have two Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games on the table.
Yeah.
So we got
Showdown.
Showdown. It's a tile laying game.
Yeah, it's a tile laying game.
It has a board too, though, right?
It has a board. The board is where the tiles are laid. So kind of because you can't get the grid past a certain size. The matrix of the tiles can't go past a certain size. So it kind of keeps everything laid. And the idea is that you're laying down like
the sewers.
The sewers that the turtles are fighting through, while Bebop and Rocksteady try to defeat you, while you try to rescue Bebop and Rocksteady from their.
Vanna White's coming. Hold on.
All right, just check out this board.
Vanna Mike. Oh! I just made that up.
I thought you were going to say his last name because Vanna and Vaughn and like Vanna,
I was
Mike.
thinking Vanna Mike.
Yeah, it's good. It's fine.
Are they like see-through tiles? No,
The
characters are see-through.
The characters are see-through. Yeah.
And you got pizzas, and the characters are
Yeah, I
see-through.
remember these
The
tiles.
artwork is fantastic on these.
Yeah, the
these
artwork
see-through
is
tiles.
Robert Atkins, who's done a ton of the comics and is a fantastic artist. Speaking of Robert did a number of cards for the adventure game that we're putting out, City Fall and Changes Constant.
Oh, okay.
So the card art, he's done these and these.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's a fun little tiling game. I played it a few times. My favorite Ninja Turtle game on this table, it's actually wrapped though, is the Munchkin collaboration.
Yeah. So Munchkin we did with Steve Jackson Games. Big shout out to John Cohn, who actually did the translation for us. Really knocked it out. He did it in like a week and he killed it. Just made he didn't have to do it so fast, but he did it so fast. And we played it a couple times. We really liked it. We liked what he did. Yeah. And then we got Tad Galusha and Kevin Eastman to do the art. Kevin actually did basically all of the art. Tad kind of did figural stuff that Kevin would go over and punch up. So Tad would kind of rough out the character, and then Kevin would go and put his own spin on it.
Cool. What else do I have here? We have Batman. We just have the cover of the box. That's Scott Rogers' favorite game.
That game
he
is-
owns like 5 copies now because he got like 5 different people for Christmas.
Yeah, well he's a he could make a buck or two right now. It's sold out. It's impossible to get. I think we're gonna have it back in. I think stores have it back in stock at the end of February. But that is a fantastic game.
It's a great game.
That's a Richard Lanius game, who's I guess best known for, let's say, Arkham Horror and Elder Signs. Elder Signs is my favorite Richard Lanius game, next to Batman, of course.
That's the one where you roll the dice?
It's you roll the dice and you're solving the elder gods conspiracies.
I got that one for $9 at a store sale,
Yeah.
and it came with everything sleeved and like
What?
Like,
Oh,
yeah, it
wow.
was super nice. I was like, yeah.
Have you ever played it?
I have, yeah, many times.
I love that game.
Was it just
That's
left at an ex's house or something?
No, I have it still.
No, I mean you bought it for $9.
Yeah, at the game store on here.
Oh, that's a good deal.
I also should mention that
Why
that
did
game
X
is.
have that game? Go ahead, keep going.
That's all right. I was gonna let you in. I was like, all right, well, this guy.
We go deep. We get personal on this show.
Hi, Ferdinand.
The other designer for that game is a co-design with Richard Lanius and Michael Gugliano. That's Michael's first game, but he is a massive Batman fan. He did a lot of work with Richard on that, and he has been talking to me pretty regularly about the things he would like to do next.
Excellent.
There's going to be an expansion. I think there's going to be an expansion coming later this year.
Oh, awesome.
It's about the reprint's about to come back out. And
Expansion, I haven't played it yet.
I'm gonna let you.
The
borrow my
expansion's
copy.
dope.
Or you can ask Scott Rogers. He's got like 5.
I wouldn't doubt it.
yeah, Scott's got a few of them, I think.
He
and-
just likes Batman a little
yeah,
bit.
he likes them a little bit.
Just a little.
Scott's got a lot of cool games. I'll talk about it. He's got some games coming out.
He does.
I'm excited.
We could briefly go over your game.
Yeah.
Let's.
I know we need to sign one on camera.
So Dragon Ball, no, don't. Dragon Ball Heroic Battle. That's not to speak to the quality of the game. That's to speak more to the fact that I don't like the fact that my name's on this box at all.
So how many?
Wait, where is it? Can you point to
Yeah,
it?
it's
Right there.
So I feel bad putting this stuff out into the world, and people are like, "Why is he doesn't want to say?" I don't like credit. I don't like being in the limelight. Here I am in the center of this camera
We should
saying
have came
this.
with an alter ego for you today.
Yeah. I should have put a mustache on. Oh, genius game.
Craig, we're getting on that real soon.
So,
Transformers, G.I. Joe versus Micronauts. We will set something up. I'm
Transformers, G.I. Joes, and Micronauts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like something we could do.
We gotta figure that out.
So, Dragon Ball: A Super Heroic Battle is based on one episode of the anime of the Super sagas, where Goku and Vegeta have to go fight Goku Black, which is this dude with the Goku with the pink hair, and Zamasu, which is the green dude there. And in it, it's a team battle where it's 2v2. In this our game, we take a little bit of liberties. It's a one for you're all. It's a one versus all basically. Everybody's fighting each other. And it's a full dexterity game where you're flicking into each other to do damage. You can collect like power up orbs to do special ability flicks like that have bigger wooden tokens that are bigger, more likely to hit stuff. There's 3D buildings you put on that you can knock each other into to do extra damage. And then there's like these Dragon Ball tokens that let you, on your turn, gain a little bit of health back and make a wish. Like everybody has to close their eyes until, when they flick.
Okay.
And the whole deal with the wishes is that like if I do a wish, it lasts until it comes back to me. Unless, for example, you did a wish, so then I wish, you have to close your eyes, and you wish, you have to flick behind your back. Well, that wish, both those wishes last as long as possible, so they last until they go to you. If Michael was going to make one, it would last until it went back to him. It goes basically forever to make the game harder and harder and harder. And it may or may not be, if you're like really thirsty when you play the game.
Like coconut water thirsty.
Yeah, like coconut water thirsty. It's really good with this. It's something to sip on while you're playing.
Coconut water.
It's hydrating.
Yeah.
It's hydrating.
Things I've never.
Oh,
heard
I thought
before.
you said a Coke and a water. Because you're like,
Coconut water
Oh,
is what he
Coke
said.
and
no,
water.
no, I think you said coconut
Did
water.
you say
Like, yeah, that
coconut
makes
or
sense.
Coke
I'm
and
like,
water?
what is he
Coconut
talking
water.
But you act like coconut water is somehow less crazy of an idea of somebody going like, I need a Coke and a water while I play this game. I really want this for flavor, but I
Can't
shouldn't
you
drink
just
too much.
both
So
be weird? I don't know.
I mean, I definitely can be weird.
Did we just become best friends? That's just something. Anyway, Jeremy actually has this game in his house right now. He's taking photos and stuff, so we'll probably post some photos later this week.
Yeah, I do.
And we'll tag Spencer.
You sounded really
Don't do
sad
that.
when you said that.
I like
he's
the,
got a game in his house right now.
So, like you said, full dexterity. It reminds. It's like marbles.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it's
You're
meant to
kind of
be-
flicking and hitting other people's pieces.
This game in Dragon Ball over 9000, to interrupt.
We have a producer. He can bring it up.
Yeah. If we could just grab one of those, yeah.
The green box.
Both of these games are done at the same time, and they're both going to go to GameStop at the same time.
Cool.
And they're going to be in every GameStop, probably on the counter, I think, starting in February, which is their anime month. And both of these games were designed to be kind of as light as possible because we want you to come up and go, oh, Dragon Ball's cool. I like Dragon Ball. And buy it and take it home and be able to play it, even if you're not like a super hardcore gamer. So, sorry, go ahead with what you were
No,
saying.
that's okay. Well, I like the power-up moves where you've got different size discs to be able to flick.
Yeah.
And then multiples as well. Like if you can get your power level up high enough, you can use that to, instead of taking a single shot, you can take like 3 shots or 5 shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Do like multiple damage across the board or collect other items. So yeah.
And again, it's meant to be super lighthearted. That's just like a fun element.
Yeah.
And I should mention that John Cohn, who did the translation for Munchkin TMNT here, did this game, Dragon Ball Z over 9000. And this is like I wouldn't say it's exact, but it's kind of a Council of Verona-esque game where you're laying out tokens, and then we are selecting tokens to play against each other. And it's a little bit of bluffing and a lot of, or I should say it's a lot of bluffing and a little bit of deduction.
Okay.
Yeah.
And John's got a lot of
If
stuff
you had
coming
to
out.
choose one of these games for the casual gamer, which one would you pick? Of the 3 Dragon Ball Z games that you guys have been
If like, how casual are we talking?
I don't know, just somebody want to pick up a game. Which
Someone
one
that
would you
wants to
suggest?
drink lots of
I-
Coke.
Only had enough money for one.
Let's say if I only have enough money for one, I would do Super, not because it's my game, but because I feel like Super is a good game that like I could take this. So I could take this game, and my mom is like 65, and I could play this game with my mom. She would understand flicking the disc and like flicking this thing 3 times to win is like what you need to do. She would never understand over 9000. She would understand the strategy of bluffing about what you're going to do and the reveal. So if I was going to play with people who don't play games, I would do this. If I was going to play with casual people who play some games and understand a little bit of like the meta layer of deduction and bluffing, I'd pick this. Yeah, and then our other Dragon Ball game is no longer in print, so that's why I'm only talking about these 2.
Exactly. The other one was a Kickstarter?
No, that one was
that
it was just a normal release, and it was a dice rolling game. I shouldn't say it's no longer in print. It's sold out. We're going back to print eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we kind of went over some of the stuff that you currently have out. Can you give us any details of new things coming out?
So people have asked us if we keep talking about the adventure system, and I've said this in public formats multiple times, and I'm probably going to get in trouble one of these days. If you look at what we have released and what we have announced, you can probably guess what else we'll do with the adventure system that fits for games that play like the TMNT game, like Shadows of the Past and Cityfall. Outside of that, the two big games that we have coming out that I'm super stoked for that we've already announced, Metal Gear Solid by Emerson Masucci. Emerson is a brilliant designer.
I haven't seen it, but we talked about it.
Brilliant designer. As a guy who loves Metal Gear myself, he loves it more than me. Metal Gear is my #1 IP to do something with, and if I do nothing else after it, it's going to be okay. Like, I die after Metal Gear and be like, I made a Metal Gear game. And you know what the best part about making a Metal Gear game is? Everyone gets to tell you you're not Kojima. So, like, it's really good. You get to make a Metal Gear game and everyone goes, but you're not Kojima. And you're like, yeah, dude, I know. I'm ready to die. Doesn't matter. I still got to make the Metal Gear game. So I'm really super stoked for Metal Gear. And then the other game we're doing with the guys, Panda Cult, who did a game called Wander, Cult of Monocle Bay, was
It's a cool game.
it was a super cool like dungeon crawler. They're doing Men in Black, Ghostbusters, Ectoterrestrial Invasion. We've announced that game, and it's a super cool game. I want to tell you everything about it because I'm so excited for it, but like we haven't said anything beyond it's happening. But that game's gonna be one to look out for too.
Can we get 2 more beers?
Yeah, or 3. I gotta drive home. I can't do that.
Well, you can tell us though.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah,
It's worth the Uber.
Yeah. God,
That's an
I work in the
expensive
game
Uber.
industry. I can't afford that. Like,
Michael's got you. Don't worry.
well then,
Van and Mike. Van and Mike's
I
got
already
you.
drove all the way up here. What the hell?
yeah. But so those 2 games, and both of those games are gonna probably be at this time. Our current plan is for you to be able to pre-order those games, probably through a popular online retailer this summer.
GoFundMe.
Yes. GoFundMe. You're going to put all of those games on GoFundMe. It's going to say, help us make this game. By the way, it's GoFundMe, so you get nothing in return.
We can just like start guessing and like looking, see if he twitches or whatever. I mean, that would be my Amazon.
Can you name another popular online retailer? Okay, well, so...
I can. Shop.com.
oh, sorry. It's actually...
Isn't there Wish now or whatever? You can shop on
you
Wish.
remember Overstock.com back in the day?
I think it's probably still there.
Oh, man. I mean, it's probably still there, but is anyone using
yeah.
Overstock.com?
I don't know.
No.
You're going to...
He's one that has all the little.
Alibaba?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's going to be on Alibaba.
Yeah.
Everybody, you'll be able to get Metal Gear Solid. You heard it here first. Alibaba.
Let's start throwing mechanics out about the game and just see what lands.
So they're coming to Kickstarter. Do you have any ETAs? Or
They're coming to
live
Kickstarter?
quarters?
I did not say they're coming to Kickstarter.
Yeah, they're coming to Kickstarter. Anyway.
Okay. Metal Gear Solid and Men in Black will not be coming to Kickstarter.
Oh, they're not going to Kickstarter.
I'm saying that almost definitively right now. That
I don't think,
Oh.
honestly, with those IPs, I don't think you need to.
Oh.
Like, they're going to be.
I want to say,
Based
I
on
say
what I
almost
know.
definitively right now, we are not planning on going to Kickstarter.
Okay. All right.
So
I mean, Metal Gear, as long as
that
if it's-
could change. I'm not saying sign in blood. I'm saying right now we are working with the intent of not going to Kickstarter.
Okay.
That does not mean we don't like Kickstarter. It does not mean we won't go to Kickstarter with other stuff in the near future. It just means those projects are not going to Kickstarter.
It's working. We're doing it.
I know.
We got them. We got them right where we
We
want
have
them.
like 4 beers. We're good. One more.
That's not true. That's not accurate count of beers. It's
No, it's like it's been.
been like 18 beers.
Kurt's watching.
Oh boy,
And
Kurt.
his wife.
Oh. Wait, when did they get in?
Right now.
Okay, good.
So they're probably.
They haven't heard anything.
Good
They have not
boy,
heard
Stan.
anything. They haven't heard
Hi, Kurt.
anything.
Thanks for showing up. Just kidding, Kurt. Anyway, do you have anything else you want to add? And
He's like, nope.
With Kurt watching? No.
That's
Going
about
back
it.
to what's on Kickstarter right now. When does that campaign end? How much longer? Do
Campaign's got
people
about
have to
2. Great. Thank you for doing a good job. That campaign's got about 2 more weeks. I think it ends on the 8th of February. The backer kit will be open. If you pledge $1 and you're not sure right now and you want to see what the whole shapiel is going to be. Shapiel, that's the word, right?
I'm going to use it
now.
tomorrow.
That you'll have through, I think, the rest of February, so it's going to be open for about 4 to 6 weeks, I think, the backer kit.
So the plan is to give them an easy question afterwards,
Yeah.
one that's like they can Google. Basically. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll hit them back next one. Right?
And then,
We got 'em right where we want 'em.
and then the game should be delivering in October of this year.
Nice.
That's a good turnaround.
Yeah,
That's a good turnaround.
Well,
fast turnaround.
one thing that IDW does, and I don't think we get enough credit for this. IDW is a big company that does a lot of different things. We make TV shows, we make comics, and we make games. And unlike some companies that go to the Kickstarter and say, let's wait and see, we sculpt everything up front and we try to tool everything up front before the Kickstarter. Sometimes that means we eat a little bit of cash, but what that allows us to do is to print and deliver quickly.
Yeah.
I think
It's great.
Less angry people.
Yeah.
we try our latest. Doesn't always work out. Splat had a major manufacturing problem that we were open about and said, hey, there was an issue. We had to change factories because we weren't happy with the way things were coming. We wanted a better product for everybody. That campaign is the latest campaign I think we've ever had, maybe, and it was delayed by what will end up being 3 months, which is
I mean,
our
if you're
latest
gonna
campaign.
come up with a food fighting game, it's got to be right.
You got it, yeah, and
It's got to be done right.
you might say if you're going to make a food fighting game that it's guaranteed to slip. That's a banana peel joke.
Wow.
That's great. That's a great joke.
No, I got it. That's a dad joke, is what I'd call it.
Well, I have a lot of illegitimate children, so
That's not a dad joke. Or the truth.
that's not even a joke. They're legitimate. I recognize them.
As long as you know who they are.
They're my products from IDW. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby.
This took a weird, awkward turn for a
You
minute.
can't take me to
but
court, Donna.
What's scary is Donna's actually on the stream.
Oh, I heard that name earlier, and that's what must have stuck in
Okay,
my head.
good. Yeah, that's also Craig's wife.
No,
sorry.
it's Weller's.
Wellers. Oh, it's Wellers. Sorry.
Craig, I think
Sorry.
taken.
I get all those
if not
names.
Craig,
It's not.
You can let us know if you're single
Okay,
or taken.
it's not that Donna. There, I fixed it.
It's a different Donna.
It's a different Donna.
with one N, not two.
It's the Donna that was related to the
Now Wellers
Wolfman.
really nervous.
Nobody's
He's, like,
gonna get that
pacing
joke.
his house.
Nobody's going to get that joke because I'm from Atlanta and nobody heard that local commercial.
Anybody else have any other questions?
Yeah,
for,
any more?
for IDW while they're here?
They?
I'm excited about they.
He's got a lot
I don't
of,
know. I'm
fantasies.
showing respect.
It's the royal thing.
Anything? Let's not make this
good.
awkward.
No,
eh?
I think
All right.
I got my questions answered.
So
Both of us at this end of the table were suckers for minis.
Okay.
And this game looks phenomenal.
Yeah, we have a great sculpting team.
Yeah, the minis look great. So I mean that's one of the things that naturally attracts us.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was really
It-
talked about enough at how great the minis are.
Yeah, the minis we use a team called Questron. They are a super awesome sculpting team. They've done stuff in the past. Those guys are awesome, super skilled. And one thing that was really important this time moving forward with miniatures was making sure that things were in scale because there was a problem with the scale in the first time. And again, if we're going to kind of brand the adventure game system moving forward with other IPs as adventure game system games, we want the scale to work across all those games.
Right.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to reset the scale, and when you reset the scale, you kind of need to say, what else can be done better? And to speak frankly, like we did Shadows of the Past, it's a really good game mechanically. It had some flaws when it came to production quality that we're trying to correct. I know that's not what everybody wanted, but it's something that we had to do if we were going to move forward with multiple IPs in this game system.
Right.
And like one thing in particular is the industry has guys coming out, I should say, creators coming left and right onto Kickstarter who are making amazing games. The Isaac Childers who made Gloomhaven did like nothing before Gloomhaven, right?
Yep.
And so that game comes out, destroys the industry, is the talk of the town, makes a ton of money, and you've got to remember the nice thing and the humbling thing about Kickstarter is that can happen at any moment from anywhere. Somebody can have a good system and a good idea and have the execution of art quality and art direction and miniature direction and make something like that. And it's important when you take a step back and look at what you are competing with to say the thing we did in the past that people had problems with, we do have to make changes or else we're not going to compete.
Right.
And while that is tough at some ends on the consumer level, for us to continue making the games that you like, hopefully you understand that we have to do that for game stores to carry the game, for people to back the game on Kickstarter, and for us to be able to compete with guys, again, with Kickstarter being as popular as it is, creators coming out of nowhere with amazing games. You know what I mean? Look at Steamforged. Like, Steamforged did Guild Ball, and like people were like, oh, yeah, that's an interesting like twist on the war game. And then their next game was Dark Souls. You know, and everyone was like, oh, look at these miniatures, and it's this big IP, and this is incredible game. Like,
It's almost out. It's almost happening.
You know what? That speech right there. Do you have a token of inspiration over there from our DM? Yeah. He needs one right now. I was like,
Did you play that game? Dark Souls?
I have not played it yet.
It's almost arrived.
They're still waiting on waves,
We
right?
do have a question. When is the highest house board game coming out?
I don't have an answer for that.
Highest house board game coming out.
I don't even know what
I don't know. What
I
it
believe
is.
that is a reference to a comic that we make.
Oh, okay.
I think.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah.
So I guess the final thing that I wanted to ask, because you started talking about it as far as like industry-wide changes,
Sure.
Things like that. So in your opinion, in seeing how IDW is making these changes, adjusting to the advent of new creators that are being successful, from my perspective, as a consumer of those games, I see it as a positive because it means that everybody is going to be stepping up
You have to
to be able to create superior products for the consumer. Like, is that something that you see as just kind of everybody's going to have to get on board with here pretty soon?
I think it's a positive and a negative. Just to speak completely frankly, the positive is everyone needs to do better,
right?
And that includes us. And that's a thing that I have a point of pride in at IDW is that, especially with this Turtles game, we're really trying to show that we are doing better. The negative is that I do not believe shelf life is a thing anymore in this industry.
Okay.
I think games come out, they sell, and they're done.
Right.
Yep. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Evergreens don't really exist anymore.
Right.
You're kind of, I don't want to say like your almost
classics
your
are evergreens.
like your grandfathered in evergreens are going to stay evergreens, right?
Right.
But that doesn't mean anything new is going to stay evergreen, right?
I don't even think Gloomhaven's going to stay like.
I don't know, but I'll give you a good example, right? Like, was it last year or the year before? I can't remember, but photosynthesis was like the big deal.
It's gone.
And it's gone. Like,
it's gone.
And dude, that was a game you could not get. You could another example is
I haven't even played it.
Is Dice Forge. You couldn't get Dice Forge from Asmodee, the biggest publisher in the world. You couldn't get it for months, and now you can walk in anywhere and it's discounted. You know what I mean? And so it's good because competition breeds quality. Absolutely, 100%. It's bad because even Steve Jackson came out and said, "Look, we're not getting the orders we used to get on base Munchkin. We're not getting the orders we used to get on any of the games that we put out, and because of that, we're not getting the influx of capital we used to have to do different things, and to try new stuff." And they wound up making a lot of big corporate changes or company changes last year, and I have to agree with them. Like, you can't count on any particular product staying on a store shelf more than its a release date. You know, with Batman, we went to reprint. That's great. I hope we'll continue to reprint it, but I also don't see a life for that game past a year,
right?
Because there's just people. By the time think about this, in a year,
Both of the new.
In a year, how many games are going to be on Kickstarter?
Right. Well, I mean, last year was
500 is during the slow season. It's 1,000 during the
season. I think last year we were talking about it on Sunday with Craig.
We were talking about games overall. It was
Right.
5,000 games came out last year. 7,000 games are coming out this year. Not on Kickstarter, but 7,000 games.
generally.
I had no idea it was
I
that
think
many.
he said there were
That's
3,000 games on Kickstarter that were successfully backed.
Yes.
Last year.
3,000. I think that's correct.
3,000.
And it was. I think it was
And that's-
20. I
so
think it was
that's
23. I think it was 2,300 the year before
So
that.
that's 3,000
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
5,000 that came out last
I would
year.
agree with you,
Yeah.
Ferdinand, for code names. I would say that probably would be an evergreen.
Yeah, Codenames is Codenames is a good example. I'm not saying it's 100% the rule. There's going to obviously be the exception. There's going to be an exception. There's going to be an exception to prove the rule.
There's a handful.
You are correct, but he's just mentioning there's a couple of games out there. Sushi
Yeah.
Go is probably another one. Sushi Go probably, but
Yeah.
the rest of
That's
them,
true.
I don't know. Azul, Spice Road, I don't know if those games are going to be.
It was
I mean, I like those games.
still very new.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so you have to see. Like, if it lasts more than a year, that's when I would say 2 years.
And there's ways that people are obviously course correcting. Both Azul and Sagrada have done really clever things with expansions to reinvigorate the interest in the base game, and that's kind of the new strategy. Is what can we add so that you go out and go, oh, you know what? I do remember I always wanted Sagrada, or I always wanted
And
Azul.
now there's that thing.
And now there's that thing that gets you to go back and buy it.
Yeah.
But that's not the only, but that's a good way to keep that to kind of course correct and to kind of adjust for that. But I mean, there's really good games. I've played a ton of really good games in the last year that came out once and I never saw again, right? And especially when you're like, that one game's really big on Kickstarter that this guy, created one time, produced one time, and it's the only way you're going to get it is to buy it the month that it comes out, and then maybe they'll do a second printing, maybe they won't.
I'm not even going to mention that game.
Yeah, I know.
I
just saw the post too.
I have no interest in talking about that further.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
There was some truth dropped right there for sure.
I really appreciate. I think everybody watching and anybody that's going to check out this video, that's a really good perspective for them to consider.
Not even perspective.
When
That's just fact in this industry.
No, it is. But for
Absolutely,
me, it brought the perspective
You're right.
to me.
It's an important thing for people to recognize as how this community and everything is going to continue.
Getting all into the industry now.
So yeah, this is great. Thanks for sharing those things.
Yeah, should we be cracking more jokes? Sorry, I thought.
No, there's gonna be. We got.
No, you start funny, then you go gloomy, and then you pick it
get
up.
real dark.
So, we're gonna move on.
Okay.
We have a funny segment. What?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think that's a good.
So,
there's a lot of
we're
views
actually-
of the deep sadness.
It was, but
If we keep
we're gonna
doing
pick it up. We're gonna play some Super Fight.
So we're gonna
Oh,
be playing
come on now.
There it goes.
We're going to be playing Super Fight, but if you have any other questions,
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant
Oh, and
Ninja
share
Turtles,
this. We're still giving out.
definitely ask before we close out the segment. We'll make sure.
Happy to answer any questions about TMNT or otherwise, as long as it's IDW related. I can't answer anybody else's questions.
Oh, of course. And we're still doing the sharing. If you share, we're going to give you 10 experience points. If you comment on the stream, we're going to give you 5. And I'm going to turn it over to Frankie because he was champion 2 weeks ago or last week.
Last week.
Last week.
Yeah.
So he's going to give a
Guys,
little.
can I just say before anything is that this is a real magnificent trophy.
It is.
I think it's a
And
real
Frankie's
top
gonna-
quality.
There's a good story about this trophy. See, now I won it last time, and then we're sitting here getting ready for the stream, and John says, "Hey, where's the trophy?" I said, "You had the trophy." So he made me think I lost the trophy. So I went out tonight and I got a new trophy.
You one-upped it.
I one-upped it.
And you also
And I even had it
everyone's ears.
engraved. I even had it engraved. It says Tabletop Takeover Champion. So you can. I feel like I need to
white that thing.
You know what's funny is that I think that you were telling me earlier that you're used to this saying most improved player.
See, we get the light go on here so you can get there you go.
Oh, there we
See
go.
it?
Yeah.
Tabletop Takeover Champion.
Nice
And
fancy.
you drink from it. See how there's.
You don't.
I
I wouldn't
usually-
recommend. I wouldn't recommend.
Winner drinks from it first.
Oh God.
I'll do it.
All
I
right.
drank out of worse.
So we're gonna Skybound. Our good friends
okay.
Ben and Aries over at Skybound Games. They sent us Super Fight, so we play it. We like to play it. So this game we're gonna be.
Yeah, it's sick.
What mode do we want to do? We want to do like.
This is the game I
feel
play
like we need to,
over
like, build on
CH. This is the game I play.
Okay, cards- yeah,
This
yeah.
is the
It's got, like,
stylized game
yeah,
that
you know what I mean?
you've never played in
Streamers and
Super Fight
shit.
before.
It's got a
Basically,
horror.
you're playing as you're playing superhero brawls.
Yep.
Basically.
And you're making them on the fly. You're improving these brawls. So returning champ's going to go first. He's going to be the villain, and we're all going to fight this villain. So we'll draw 3 of each.
So I've never played this game before.
Yeah, neither have I.
Oh, that's right.
I understand
You
the
played with us
concept,
last time.
but just
It
explain
just
real
fights
quickly.
from back and forth. You
Yeah.
do 3 and 3.
There's house rules, and I'm not going to read the instructions. We'll just draw
That's
3 and
fine.
3, and you choose 1 white, 1 black, and we're going to go to fight.
I do want to point out, I think Super Fight has one of the greatest party game rules ever written. If I'm remembering, I'm not pulling from memory here. It has something about how the game can be broken based on a player deciding that they don't want to let somebody else win in voting. And their rule in the text, if I remember correctly, is if that is the case, don't play with this person anymore. I'm like, what a great party game rule. What a factual,
for it.
accurate. I'm pretty sure it's in there about, yes, you can break the game by voting against somebody you don't want to win,
Right.
but those people are terrible players and you shouldn't play with them. And I'm like,
Terrible.
yeah, that's great.
Awesome.
That's great. That's a great way.
All right, so what are we doing? We're
So
going-
we'll,
3 and 3.
So
3 and
Frankie's,
3.
3 and 3.
Why
Frank.
don't you explain how the points work for people again before as we're dealing these out, so they know how it works. To get
So
points.
Frankie's going to be our villain. He's going to actually choose a character and a super ability, and then we're also going to be doing that. We're going to be fighting Frankie, and then Frankie's going to choose. He's going to be a judge. It's a judging game. Michael's favorite. He's going to be judging, and then we'll do first and second. So if you get first place, you're going to get 3 points. Second place, you'll get 1, just so we can have a little bit of a scoreboard, and the game will move a little bit quicker. So and we'll just be pitching to Frankie, and if we want to get a little little personal, I could be like, yeah, Jeremy, your guy sucks because my guy's way better. Like we can get like that. It's
A little
okay.
blue.
Be careful. Remember what happened in my stream.
Why he just?
Oh yeah, but we're not.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
we're not.
kinda did.
We're not going to use.
I feel attacked.
We're
right
not going
now.
to use words like passed away or I'm going to.
It's pretty good.
So-
Eternal slumber.
Eternal slumber.
My stream got in trouble with Werewolf because I told a gal that I was going to her.
Oh.
And for, Werewolf. That's what you live.
Yeah.
You know. And so I got the ban for a month
From Zuck.
from the Zuck. From
Wow.
the Zuck.
He
From
stopped.
the Zuck.
So
That's
he stopped smoking his meats to come give you a ban. He's like, I gotta stop smoking these
He's
meats.
like,
They're calling about
I noticed.
people.
I noticed that you were saying bad words, so I banned you for a month. All right. Well, thanks, Zuck. I appreciate it.
Let's do this. Frankie, we need a villain.
Where do I draw from?
Draw 1 and 1, right?
One here,
Three.
one-
Yeah, 1 and 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
And
that's
then
right.
add a second one.
and then the second one here.
Comes off the top and flips open. It's
yeah.
fine.
We'll just do that for the villain to speed it up.
Sure.
So
That's
we're
so
going to create superheroes.
Should somebody? Does somebody? That one plays out into the center of the table. Or goes
Yeah,
into his hand.
we have
You
to-
can just put it there. We're fighting him. He's going to choose.
So I'm gonna put these out on the table.
Yeah, read them out. Who's your
Okay,
villain?
secret agent,
Okay.
Draw your cards.
armed with holy hand grenades,
Oh boy.
and has hands
just two,
instead
right?
of feet.
Is it 2 blocks or just 1?
We can do
Two.
two.
It's
Okay,
2 and 2.
that's two.
2 and 2.
All right, we'll do 2 and 2 to speed this up. And
Armed
then,
with holy hand grenades,
and then we'll
those
draw
holy
a
hand
blind,
grenades
a
are
blind one. We just do
also
house
on my
rules.
feet.
So you.
I'm like 4
Man.
limbs of
So
grenades.
choose 1 and 1, and then we'll blind the
Oh,
block.
okay.
They're
Got
pretty
it.
frightening.
I'm just imagining like you on your back, like
Yeah.
a turtle, like in the story,
Isn't it one
like all 4 limbs.
One black,
and then
one white,
like
and then you
a suave secret
blind
agent
draw
at the
a
same
block.
time. I don't
Yeah.
know how you combine that.
okay.
All right. Well,
So
obviously,
I discard these two.
the best
Yeah,
thing
just
to
put them over
defeat a secret agent armed with holy hand grenades and has hands for feet is a velociraptor swinging a shark on a chain, throwing spears. Velociraptor swinging a shark on a chain, throwing spears.
I love Velociraptor.
secret agent.
And whatever the
armed with
question is
grenades.
about which one is throwing spears, the answer is yes.
Fair enough.
Compelling argument, Jeremy.
Spencer, would you
I like
like
that
to jump
poster
in
of
this
like
fight?
Ronald Reagan.
Oh,
on
I get to
Velociraptor
fight him
with
too?
machine
Everyone's
guns
fighting
and
him.
that. Yeah.
So I have 2 and I flip one off the top. Is that what
And then
happens?
flip one black one, yeah. One
All right.
black.
So I am. I'm Helen Keller,
Okay, all right.
That's
Who's-
interesting.
whose clothes are way too tight. I know. You're distracted and aroused. That's fine. And finally, I leeches my opponent's health when touched. And by the way, I'm Helen Keller, bro. I'm touching. That's the only way I can communicate.
Yeah, I'm already uncomfortable.
So, and those clothes are way too tight. I'm a touching Helen Keller.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Those clothes are way too
I
tight.
don't know.
All right,
I'm gonna leave.
I'm a spider. Steal 1 attribute from an opponent. Discard this after use.
Oh, have you heard about clothes that are too tight?
No, I don't want that. What do you got down there?
Obviously, swinging a shark on a chain.
Yep, don't want that
yeah.
one.
Well, that's an amateur move
You
right
get to
there.
steal?
I mean,
Oh, there's a steal.
Well, that card allows
Yeah.
you
So then
that's
does he
something.
have? You're just a Velociraptor
Carrying a
throwing
baby.
spears?
Wow.
That's still
So
solid.
I have a spider swinging a shark on a chain while carrying a baby.
That just doesn't seem practical.
It does.
Don't you look like just reflecting on it now? Don't you think you could be
I
like
probably should have taken the shark card. I should
you,
have taken the tight clothes.
you could have taken those shark? You could have taken those tight clothes and
I
been
should have
like,
taken the tight
Can you
I'm a
take,
spider with
can
tight
you
clothes
take
and a baby.
the whatever creature?
You can't take the creature. It's an
No,
ability.
no.
It's an
All
attribute.
All right. I'm everyone at Burning Man. Everybody.
Oh, dope. You
Everybody at
need
Burning Man
these tight clothes, by the way.
wearing a robotic
No,
exoskeleton.
never mind. I take it back. You got the right one.
Riding motorcycles.
That's kind of cool.
Uh,
They're all riding motorcycles.
the weird part is like how deadly accurate your cards are to what happens at Burning Man.
Right?
Yeah, I tried to make it more
There's literally
realistic.
not a joke there. That is just a normal person at Burning Man.
Everybody at Burning Man with robotic exoskeletons riding motorcycles. Yeah. It's pretty epic right there.
All right, you got your first, so
Yeah.
3 points.
Yeah, 3 points.
And who gets the oneer?
Who gets the one?
We're gonna do second.
Velociraptor.
Yeah, obviously.
3 and 1.
Even without
I'm
the
biased
shark
to
on a chain.
Velociraptor.
Once again, history denies Helen Keller's sexiness. God.
So you're the Michael. You're the judge on this one, so go ahead and pick a character.
I'm the
Yeah.
main fighter guy.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh, so I'm the villain. Huh?
Yeah, you're
Oh.
creating a villain.
All right. No one will.
Those are discards.
I know, I'm
And
shuffling
then
them into
three
their
of these.
appropriate
Yeah.
groups.
Now, in general,
Is that bugging you?
isn't this
It's gonna really bother
Just
me.
got one of them.
Isn't this
Yeah,
game supposed to be one-on-one, and then we go around and like I feel like
We're
this is-
playing our home rules.
There's a lot of house rules you can have.
We're playing some house rules.
All right then. I was just making sure. I'm sure the audience like messaging some things.
There's
Yeah,
so
well,
many, there's so many jokes I want to
It's
make.
this
Except
is a
that
game. You can do
Oh.
whatever you want. with
Okay, I
it.
got
we
this.
take 1 and 1, right? Or 2 and 2, and then pare down to 1 and 1.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready for my?
Yeah, we're ready for
if we're just
I wish I
going
could
there,
really
Michael's villain. Go for it.
if we're going there, then
Mine's never
I'm
like
going to be
a-
Donald
like a-
Trump, armed with an infinite sausage lasso,
Oh wow.
armed with a live T-Rex head on a stick.
That sounds like he would do.
So I've got a T-Rex head on a stick, orange hair, and an infinite sausage lasso.
Okay, I have the ultimate fighting champion.
Okay.
I can control gravity.
Yeah.
Has majestic flaming
Antlers.
antlers growing out of.
So everyone would think this guy would win, which means that this guy is more than likely going to win.
I feel like
I get the joke you're putting down. It's a 2016 election joke, just to clarify.
Yeah.
Do I go next?
Yeah.
So I'm a sumo wrestler,
That's pretty sweet.
armed with a sadness ray.
Oh.
And I just want to say,
That's
the thing about it is, he's projecting his sadness onto you because he always wanted to be a model.
Oh, wow, it's deep.
Did you just make that up?
Deep. This is hashtag
Well, I'm telling
deep
you,
stream.
This is
I'm
the
feeling
He's
narrative.
role playing. He's role playing.
Yeah.
I'm projecting my head cannon
Or
armed with sadness
do a,
ray.
What do we got?
And I get to
Check
steal one
for that,
attribute
right?
from an opponent and discard after use.
Infinite sausage lasso.
Perception check.
Or you want antlers?
You know, I'm just going to take these antlers because why not? I'm not going to win anyway.
Well, you're making everyone sad anyway.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
that's me projecting my sadness. I'm not going to win anyway.
I don't think there is any supervillain that could overcome a group of senior citizens
That's true.
who are also on a bowling team together. Now,
I'm just trying to understand real quick.
No,
You're
you gotta-
saying that the nemesis of Donald Trump is senior citizens.
Senior citizen bowling team.
Oh, it's a
bowling
bowling team. Okay, yeah, okay,
Just
maybe.
imagine them all in
Donald Trump
uniform,
different.
all
the senior citizens. We
complaining
love all
about
the
how
senior citizens.
expensive the iced tea is, and
Medicare,
yeah,
Medicaid.
And so while they're hypnotizing you,
What?
they are also summoning an army of internet trolls.
He's a
Donald Trump loves
Yeah.
internet trolls.
Yeah, I think he's
and the
fine.
elderly were
I
happy
think
to
he's
help,
fine.
you know.
I don't know, man.
I just want everybody to know that
You've already admitted defeat. You just throw them away.
All right.
They don't even stay in
I tried
front
my
of it.
best. I tried my
That's
best.
a different tack.
Hey, Rob,
I
how
say
you
that
doing,
we
man?
fight celebrities
Over battle
with
the
celebrity
war.
in a
Oh.
celebrity death
All right,
match.
this is important.
Donald Trump versus
Claymation style, or-
Justin Bieber,
Oh, I know where my vote's going.
Oh, we love the beams over here, too. We love the
who can become mist while holding his breath and has a 6-foot neck for biting.
Ooh,
For biting.
that sounds like a lot of fun.
Fighting.
He's got to get around
I
that
feel like
T-Rex
that
on a
6 foot would
stick.
be like.
I'm just
like
feeling
a-
it. I'm
like
feeling
a
it for the sumo
Vulcan
wrestler. I
shit.
really am. Like the it just
Well,
hit my soul.
you get first and second.
It hit my soul. So the sumo wrestler is definitely Trump's
Yeah.
favorite to beat him, just because it melts his cold, icy heart.
Yeah, the sadness ray does that.
And then what ultimate you can control. What was that one again?
Justin Bieber, he can become mist while he's holding his breath, and he has a 6-foot neck.
I feel like the senior citizens are a little.
It's like Justin Bieber with he's a giraffe.
You got a real Helen Keller on that.
I'll go with Ultimate Fighting Champion.
Yes, I got a point.
Oh,
fair enough.
man.
I was pulling for you though,
I
Jeremy.
thought for sure.
So did I win that one? Am I now
you
the
won, you're the
villain?
judge.
The
I'll be the judge.
projecting
I'll be the
sadness
judge.
is
Join
just
in.
such a powerful ability, you know? It's like, how do you beat Superman? You just have to make him do something anti-moral. You can't do it.
much.
Oh.
Do it.
All right. What do we got?
Spencer's are.
Boom. Oh my gosh! Look at the 3 that I got.
You know, I'm gonna break the rule. I'm gonna break the
all
rules a
3.
little bit.
Which one do you
Right
go
there.
with?
I'm break the rules a little bit and
I feel like I go
not
in-
not draw one off the
I
top
mean,
of me as the
That's
two
fine.
attributes
It's
I
fine.
have.
We do what we want on the show. the chief gave me up streak. It's okay.
Thanks, dude.
but come on, these.
So I'm identical twins,
Okay, so there's 2 of you.
who one of which used to be a bear, who now throws bears. If you really think about that one, stuff gets real messed up real fast.
Wow. Yeah.
I'll go.
What is wrong with the psychological stuff? It's
gets
really hitting
All
home.
right. Your mom.
Oh no! My one weakness.
Oh no. Is really hangry.
Oh, that's true. That's
Minivan, Michigan. Armed with a catapult and unlimited livestock. Just go with the hangry for sure.
All right.
She's
all right.
hungry.
Your
I
mom is
understand
very
her
powerful, I assume, but
His mom.
a fainting goat A ghost that faints.
I'm familiar. I have the internet.
A goat, it's there and then he's just asleep,
Yeah.
basically. Being guarded by the Secret Service because...
being guarded? Oh, I think it said being goaded. And I was like, oh.
Being guarded by the Secret Service because...
You can cross it out.
Yeah,
You can whatever all these
and,
cards.
You gotta protect those goats when they're asleep. And then his hands are also glued to his hips because... I don't know. They're very powerful.
I don't mean to be.
Wait, hold on. Goats don't have hands.
That's confusing. I don't mean to be crude, but I would
is the
really
random
like
one.
to see that attribute card associated with Helen Keller.
Oh no.
Anyway,
Oh, Helen.
I don't have a job anymore. Let's keep going.
We'll solve this. Don't
Letters of the
worry.
mail.
You can hang on with us.
Me?
Yeah.
All right. You know what?
Wait, your producer is
I'm gonna
beeping
forego
it as we say certain things
my
like that,
special
right?
powers.
What?
I mean,
It's live. It's
because
forever.
you just obviously,
No way.
obviously,
Wow.
this is gonna win
No, it's not.
against Darth Vader.
Oh wow. Okay, just stop there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, so what just happened?
Darth Vader.
Darth
Fainting
Vader.
goat.
He
Darth
did.
Vader.
You know
He
he's not
rejected
even-
any
he's not even
attributes.
the
He just
chosen
needed
one
Darth
anymore.
Vader.
You know that, right?
It
Well, I want to
doesn't
hear the
matter.
attributes, though.
Yeah.
You need to say those
Kind does.
attributes.
You think
The chief gaming
This
officer
is not
tells
Cards
you.
Against Humanity, okay?
Did
You
you
can't
hear
just
that?
play the big black and think you're gonna win.
That's my opinion.
Big black Darth Vader.
All right, fine.
We can vote on
he's,
it if you want.
He's also got a super jump.
Okay, that makes sense. It's
And,
it's called the Force Jump. It's
Yeah,
it's
he's got a
canon.
force
It's
jump,
canon.
And just for fun, because he likes toying with his opponent.
Well, he does like fun. Everyone knows that about Darth
he-
Vader.
In between choking people from a distance, he is armed
My
with
kinda
a
guy.
puppy musket.
Yeah, that's.
Somehow that checks out. Somehow that makes perfect sense.
We have one more.
My last one,
Yeah.
going 90s nostalgia right here. MacGyver.
Okay.
And
Wow. I
I'm
really
not
like
gonna do
this
a
already.
second
Darth
amplifier,
Vader
but just
was
the next one.
Fainting goat is not looking good.
Piloting an attack drone. I
Okay.
don't know. I mean, I think it's pretty solid.
That's kind of that's
I
interesting.
feel like I would have seen him do that on
You
the
know,
show.
you know that drone had to be
While
broken.
also
He had to
making the
fix it
drone
first.
with-
See, that's where that one falls apart for me.
What?
Is that it's
I'm
not
just
a
saying-
drone made of like.
No,
Darth
but
Vader has never been defeated.
Well,
He never lost a fight. I'm just saying.
Hold on.
well, he got his legs and arms cut off when he was Anakin, but is Anakin?
I would
Or
consider
what are we
him-
talking now? Are
I'm
Anakin
saying-
and Darth Vader?
I'm saying Darth Vader.
Oh,
Two different
well, he
people.
is
Yeah.
not Darth Vader. Okay.
Never lost a fight.
I have to figure something out real quick
didn't
before
he-
I make my final judgment.
Well, we got one more block from Frankie.
Hey, he didn't do it. He went down to one.
Yeah.
yeah, I just didn't do the second ability. It was just MacGyver
What do you,
piloting
what do
an
you need to
attack
find
drone.
out?
Frankie won last time, right?
Yeah.
How do you determine a winner in this game?
We're having points.
Oh, we have points.
You have 3 points right now.
Oh, okay,
Michael
that's right,
has
that's
three.
right, that's right.
I have one. Jeremy
That's right,
has
right,
one.
right.
Oh, we're way ahead of you. You've been doing
I
this for a
mean,
long
I
time.
feel like I got rid of my fainting goat realistically, goaded by the Secret Service.
You know, I gotta say, I know you thought that Darth Vader alone was gonna win it, but what sealed the deal was the canonical Force jump and the puppy musket because it just felt so accurate to the character.
So he did get it.
He looks at me like I was like, "Oh, my mom's gonna win."
No.
Now, who
But
gets-
I'll give my mom a point because
I got 2 now.
Your mom.
Jeremy's
2 points.
so Jeremy's in lead with 4 now.
Have you read any of the Vader comics?
Remember the part where we had the puppy gun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Remember that being
Last one. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, we'll do the last one. Jeremy's at 4.
I'm at 0.
He's gonna hold off.
It's not a supervillain. It's a pterodactyl that has one tiny baby arm in a blimp. A pterodactyl with one tiny. I feel like both of its arms are tiny and baby-like. Like its wings are really big and normal sized, but
I don't want that one.
I don't understand why it would be in a blimp either.
All right, who wants to go? This will probably be our last round.
I wish I had a good German accent.
I'll go. Keeping with the Darth Vader and the Disney, it's 101 Dalmatians.
All 101 of them.
All 101. They all have a stone gaze, piercing through you.
Oh, okay, not like a basilisk.
Pretty good.
Or Gorgon.
It's like
No,
a-
no.
it's like
This ain't a Medusa
like
situation.
a stone cold.
They're
gaze.
just looking at you with this. They disapprove of what you've just done,
Okay.
Puppies?
and they're armed with catarangs.
Pretty good.
Oh my god.
I don't even know.
Do you know what a catering is?
I mean, I'm assuming it's a cat bent into a half circle and flung.
I would have assumed the same
We can
thing,
ask. We can ask people.
but I think
Can
we're
someone
gonna.
Google what that is.
I'm googling
You're
it
up.
What is a catarang?
I'm Obama.
Oh, suit.
In a spacesuit.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Also in a hot air balloon.
What? Well, you know that man has plans. If he's in the balloon and he's got the spacesuit on, you know he knows what's happening.
Well, he's taken the first step towards his NASA plan.
That's
He's like,
a
we'll go hot air balloon
That
first.
is a meme. That is a meme somewhere.
Yeah.
So
Look it up. Spacesuit
This is
Obama.
the, this
air
is the
balloon.
first. If you click over to,
Oh, I love this.
Google Catarang,
Yeah.
and then click over on the images. The first thing that pops up is a picture
Of this card.
This card.
Of this very card.
And it's at Superfight. This is JabberJ on Twitter. What is a Catarang? We can't figure this out. Google doesn't know.
So it's even better.
Wow. It's even
But you
better.
don't even know what's coming at you.
So good.
I mean, I'm assuming it's cats.
Wow.
Someone call Ben right now. Ben, why do you know what this is?
I love.
I
the
have
logic
to
of
assume
that.
it's bent cats being thrown.
Right?
All right. Well,
Well,
this
it's Catarang.
becomes
No,
a
it's like a
combo
boomerang.
then.
Yeah.
Because
But
I'm the
made of
cat.
Oh, there's a cat.
I am the cat.
Like a batarang,
And
right?
unfortunately, I'm afraid of water, like most
Batarang.
cats.
Most cats.
Okay.
that makes
But I
sense.
have nunchucks.
He's a cat with dumb chucks.
That's
Yeah.
it.
All right, so
I'm
hold
afraid
on,
of
hold
water
on.
too.
So we have 101 Dalmatians with catarangs,
Yeah.
and then we have a cat with nunchucks.
Yeah.
We got
I'm afraid
Obama.
of
Obama's in a
Obama.
spacesuit and a hot air balloon.
I tell you, if a Catarang is a boomerang made of cats, that
Joanne
is pretty
Fuentes
awesome.
Gonzalez. That's
I
right.
do want to say something. I don't want to sway. I don't want to sway. I know we got one more person to play. I just want to say, if you are a flying pterodactyl, the only person who can reach you is Obama in a hot air balloon. That's true.
Right, but
In a spacesuit.
So Obama in a hot air balloon is subject to where the wind takes
That's
him.
true.
A blimp is not.
And yeah, and claws can tear up that hot air balloon pretty easily.
Cat.
That's true.
I
It's
cat-
just a cat.
It's just a cat.
He's got some
But if you have
nunchucks.
101
Yeah.
Dalmatians, they could pile up on each other.
I hadn't thought about the World War Z zombie bridge
Yeah.
esque nature of 101
Well, and
Dalmatians.
they can throw cats.
Yeah,
And they can
you
throw
have
those
catarangs.
catarangs.
All right,
They got a
Frankie-
lot of them.
Frankie,
You
we're
have
not-
really want a
infinite
catarang.
ammunition because the catarang goes out and it comes
Dude,
right
and
back.
let's just assume that each Dalmatian has its own catarang. That's a lot.
That's what
That's
I'm
a lot
saying.
of catarangs.
Yeah.
All right,
Dogs,
go.
dogs throwing cats.
We should. Sorry, you know why even play? You know we.
Go figure. But, well, I mean, for what it's worth, I'm a vampire.
Oh dang!
Yeah, it's a decent,
Joanne.
decent character. Driving a tank.
Oh, this got real
Got,
interesting.
got range.
Kind of
now.
like
Got range.
got real
I can
interesting.
the whole
transform into a
vampire
bat.
thing, man, when you're in a
Or,
tank.
you know,
Yeah,
got
okay.
range.
and then if I didn't want to shoot from my ballistic, tank, I could shoot blinding light from my hands.
I think it's something that Dracula's can do.
wait.
That pterodactyl's
Yeah, I
blinding.
think we don't even know what he can do.
If Dracula's
His
in the
books are
tank
so.
Wow.
and he shoots blinding
That's an
light,
option. I
Dracula-
don't have to be in the
Do we even
tank.
know what
that
vampires
tank,
all their
I
abilities
feel
are?
like he
I
uses
don't
his
know.
powers.
Draculas are the Superman of monsters. They just do whatever they need to be able to do
They're just hungry.
to do the thing they want to do.
Yeah.
Superman literally gets a power every time he needs to solve a new problem. He's like, oh yeah, I got that.
Oh, I had that too. I didn't know.
Ice
I
eyes,
kinda like
right?
you.
All right.
Honestly, sorry, Spencer. Yours was really strong.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm willing to take
I'm gonna
it.
have to go with the vampire in the tank.
Oh,
Who's second?
thank
but
you. Who should have
Spencer
given up
definitely takes
now?
Oh, so 4?
I have 4.
4.
Oh, tie.
What do you got?
You got 3.
Yeah.
Do we do a tiebreaker?
All
Wait, who's
so
4?
It's
So it's
Spencer and I.
All right.
1v1, and then we all.
Yeah, you three vote.
Spencer versus Jeremy.
Yep.
And then we'll vote.
And we'll vote.
There's 3
So,
of us.
so you guys got to come up with the supervillain.
No, you
no,
fight
no,
each other.
you
We'll
guys
fight
fight
each
each
other.
other.
We'll fight each
Oh.
other.
And
Yeah.
we will vote on the winner.
This got interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
So two and two, discard down to 1 and 1.
Yep.
2?
2 and 2, discard down to 1 and 1.
Okay.
Ooh,
This is Hamilton versus Burr right here. Hamilton versus Burr.
got it.
Who's got a spoonful of peanut butter?
Copyright free music.
And then we flip one off the top, right?
Yeah, you have to draw one blind, Jeremy.
Well, are we
Okay.
deciding?
All right, who's
You're
going
deciding.
first? Should we flip a coin or what should we do?
I think we could just flip them over, yeah?
Okay.
We can't change what we select.
Yeah, sure, but you want to be able to explain why your thing is your thing, right?
All right. Well, I mean, mine's pretty easy. It's
All
pretty
right.
self-explanatory.
Well, you go and then I'll go.
All right, so mine's a snake.
Okay, that's-
serpentine. It's
Yeah,
gonna be hard to hit.
it's hard to hit,
And then
that's
it
true.
can summon anything from a hardware store. That's nail guns. That's hammers. That's boards.
That's real useful when you don't
I'm
have
just
arms
seeing a
and
pile
hands.
of wrenches.
Yeah.
Just
You
like
know where I get
fall
from?
down.
It's
I rent
essentially
carpet
a
cleaners
snake.
there too.
Yeah.
It's essentially a snake playing Fortnite against you right now.
Dang, that's pretty
So,
good. And then
all
you
right.
got to flip one off the top.
And then the bottom half is.
Blank.
I gotta play another character card from the hand. The bottom half is. Oh, I forget where I. threw my last one.
Oh yeah, you just pick a new one. It's fine.
A carny.
Well, the hardware store got a little bit more interesting when the carny got involved. I will admit that.
That's a bad
Half
joke.
snake, half carnist. Picture this clown going, "Kill me!" And he's like dragging himself across the ground.
And the snake's trying to go the other way, but the carny's like just overriding it. All right, I am Bruce Lee.
Oh.
All right.
It doesn't matter if your hardware store can defeat Bruce Lee, which you can't, but we all know that. But because I'm going to win in the end because I'm also radioactive. The cancer will get you.
He's gonna go down and take you with him.
Oh,
And-
that's only if you get close enough.
How are you going to... You got hardware store
it's
stuff.
over.
I can summon
over.
anything from a hardware store. I'm assuming
He's
that
got-
means I can summon it where I
What else?
want,
It's over.
what I want.
It's over.
I'm also...
Jeremy, you're done.
I'm also 3 stories tall. So...
A 3-story tall Bruce Lee.
I guess I'll just step on you.
Radioactive.
I vote.
Hold on. We can do werewolf.
I already voted for
You don't
him.
think somebody with access to a hardware store couldn't stop something?
A half carny...
clown
Not
crawling in
someone.
the
You know what?
A half
Jeremy,
carny.
you're right. Jeremy, you're right. We'll give Spencer 3 points. You get 1 point.
I'm just saying. All right.
You were crawling on the ground.
So,
Like, how are you gonna use
I'm not
things?
crawling
winner.
on the ground. The bottom
thank
half
you
is
guys.
a carny. It's running. It's
But you know
walking.
what? You know what?
Spencer's our winner
I can see
tonight.
like cat dog.
I thank you.
And,
I thank you. And as a good and humble winner, since I will not be returning next time, I will pass.
No, you
No,
get
no,
right
it
back.
actually.
This 10 seconds are completely yours.
Oh,
And
that's right.
if we talked about this earlier. You're really excited. You're like, oh.
Yeah. I got a lot to say in 10 seconds.
Anything you want to talk about?
Congratulations, sir.
I'll give you
Oh.
20 seconds.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You should back TMNT Adventures. Changes Constant City Fall on Kickstarter right now. You have until the 8th. Please do that. A lot of people worked really hard on it. A lot of people have a lot of passion for that project.
Yeah.
And it will help determine what we do moving forward with the Adventure system, which we have a lot of cool ideas for. Also,
Nope, that's it.
okay.
Is there anyone else I can
20
thank? Is there anyone else I
seconds.
can thank?
Yeah, you
Your
know,
mom or
I want to thank the team at IDW. They've done a lot of good work these years, and Ryan Jones, who is works alongside of me, is also product manager, does a lot of great work. Jerry Bennington, and Kurt Nelson, they're there.
yeah, this trophy's for you. He did it for you.
Yeah, I did it for you. Best,
brand new.
Best participation, it says right here. I was the best that participated. I played the game.
Basically a yellow ribbon, but you know what?
So,
Shinier.
So before we close out, thank you to Frankie and Stefanos for always hosting us here, having a good time.
Oh yeah, thank you so much,
We
man.
got Dungeon Sunday coming up this Sunday. Jeremy will go out in a
it's gonna be
second.
super fun.
Thank you, IDW, for supporting us from day one, and
yeah.
Spencer for coming out all this way.
Yep.
Hopefully, we gave you enough beers and food. We do feed and
Drink. And we do feed and drink.
and give you liquid, coconut water. So
Coconut water. Coconut water.
Coconut water.
Coconut water.
so we'll sign off down here.
So I'm Jeremy with D20 Adventure Realms. You can check us out on Facebook and Instagram, D20 Adventure.
I'm Frankie with One Up to Nerd. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all that fun stuff.
Spencer with IDW Games has been mentioned relentlessly throughout this,
And champions.
and a winner for once in my life. I won.
And who are you? You're not John Beckler this time.
I'm John.
And where can they find you tomorrow?
Michael Wright, Unfiltered Gamer, unfilteredgamer.com. Blog post, giveaways, Kickstarter, some more, as well as checking out our latest. No, it's not a video. Thank you guys. Tomorrow, Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. PST. Games and stuff.
Yeah, and here at Tabletop Takeovers, we support Michael, so make sure you support them. Michael and Kylie are great.
Really cool.
7:30 tomorrow. They'll be on most of the group platforms, where you can check out his actual
It's gotta be cold.
at Unfiltered Gamer or group. You have a group too, don't you? Excellent.
I shared this on there.
So I'm John. I'm your Chief Gaming Officer for Tabletop Takeovers. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. And like what we always say is grab some friends, grab some drinks, and play some games. And have a good night.
Thank you.
See you later.
Yeah.